this is Danae, and today's video is going to be all about Mendelssohn's Fantasy, and very specifically the beginning of the third movement of the Fantasy. For anyone who has played this piece, you know that this is an incredibly virtuoso passage of piano literature, and I thought it would be interesting to pick this passage out because there are so many things that I can explain. There are so many technical difficulties that are combined in this passage: scales, arpeggios, chords, jumps. So I thought that it would be nice to pick out this passage that combines all of that and show you how I practice and how I play it. So if you're interested in seeing that, then keep on watching. So before I start getting into the exercises, what I do is I do a slow run through. Practicing slowly is something that I find very essential and that I always incorporate into my practice sessions. I've made an entire video on slow practice, so feel free to check it out. I will link it in the description box down below. So I will start out this practice session by playing through the entire passage slowly. I isolate all the 16th notes, so basically all the fast notes that are in this passage, and I play them in a staccato form. Obviously, when you're playing through in the fast tempo, you will play legato and there's not even time for you to lift every single finger off the key before you press the other one. But I find that this staccato practice really helps you get very active muscles and really activate every finger, and it also helps the connection between brain and finger because it kind of reinforces every finger movement that you're going to do. So I go through the entire passage and play every 16th in this staccato form. That I do is I practice all the 16ths with a dotted rhythm. So first I start with the long note and then followed by the short note and so on. And then I also turn it around and start with the short note and then follow it with the long note until I reach the end of the passage. I do is an exercise that I do pretty often, and I take one section of it. So in this case, we have sections of 6 notes that keep repeating themselves. So I take this 6-note section and I think about how I can divide it in kind of a logical way. So in this case, I will divide it in 2 + 4 notes, and I will play 2 slow notes and 4 fast notes. So the 4 notes will equal the length of one of the slow notes. This through the entire passage. After that, I'm going to turn it around and play 4 fast notes and then 2 slow notes. already practiced what it feels like to play the fast notes, but I always get this break of the slow notes, which means that there is no danger of tensing up, there is no danger of rushing. It kind of keeps me in check, but already gives me a feeling of what it's going to be like when I play through the entire passage at a fast tempo. So after I've completed these exercises that are especially geared towards the hand that has the fast notes, I then focus on some difficulties in the left hand. And very specifically in this piece, there is a moment where the left hand has thirds. I'm going to show you in the score right now. And here is the moment of the left hand that has kind of uncomfortable, pretty fast jumps, and also the following bar, this one. And these are the bars that I practice separately for the left hand. And I practice this specific moment by first jumping off of every third and then hovering over the next interval, then pressing the keys, jumping off, hovering over the next one, and so on. Once I've completed this exercise, I try to always practice 2 notes, so basically 1 jump, by playing those 2 notes as fast as I can. Once I've completed the 1 jump, I then move on to the next one. And after that, I play the entire 4 notes connected by 3 jumps in one go. Before I continue with the next exercise, I just want to mention that, of course, with all the exercises that I'm doing, I also include the passages where both hands are playing 16ths at the same time. Towards the end of this passage, there are a few bars where this is the case, and I play all the exercises that I mentioned before with both hands at the same time as well. So after this, I take half bar sections and practice those separately. This is now the exercise that is going towards the run through very slowly, because I'm going to slowly increase the sections. We're starting out with half bar sections because I find that they are very doable. We're only talking about 6 or 7 fast notes if you go until the first note of the next section. And you can really focus on exactly how you would play them if you were playing the run through. So also musically, try to already be in the character that you would be in when you play the run through. After I'm done with this, I increase the section and I do a whole full bar section, and I go through the entire passage in 1 bar sections. Now this exercise, you can go on and on as much as you need. If you feel like you are now fully equipped to do the run through, then it's time for the run through. If you feel like you want to do 2 bar sections first, that's perfectly fine. It's very helpful to slowly increase the sections and thereby slowly get closer towards that run through. So you can do 2 bar sections, then you can do 4 bar sections, then you can do 8 bar sections. You can really go until you have the full length. Once you're done with it, you can finally play the run through. Now, of course, I played all the exercises and I'm also going to play the run through for you now in the final tempo of the piece. This piece is pretty challenging, I would say, and the final tempo is very fast, so feel free to just do it at your speed. There is no need to try to do it at the final tempo if you're not there yet. You can do all these exercises at a lower speed. The important thing is that you do them so that you have different ways of getting into the piece, so that your muscles are used to the movements, the connections between the notes, and you have created many different patterns with which you can practice the piece. This is what's important, and this is what's going to help you to get it up to speed ultimately, not playing it fast from the start. So please use your tempo that feels comfortable to you at this moment with this piece or with any piece with fast passages that you are practicing right now. And then do all the exercises at this speed. And after that, day by day, slowly increase the speed until you're at the final tempo. One little tip that I want to add that is specifically geared towards this piece is that what helps me a lot is to imagine that the first two bars are kind of horizontal. And when I say horizontal, I mean that there are no real beats that I want to accentuate. I really think of it as one horizontal plane in a way. And then the next two bars that have the accents and are the bars where the left hand comes in are the bars where I really think in more of a vertical manner, and I really accentuate every third eighth, so basically the first and the fourth eighth of a bar. And then the next two bars again are very horizontal, and then the next two bars are very vertical again. So these are the two bars that I think of as one very horizontal plane, and then these are the two bars where I think more vertical, and then the same in the system below. As you can see, I have my own little markings here, so don't mind those. These types of little helps and tricks are things that really help me when I have them in my mind, when I focus on little musical things, when I focus on what this could be, more vertical, more horizontal. I find that this takes your mind off the technical difficulty and brings it and makes it focus on the musical side of it. And very often when we focus on the musical side of technically hard passages, they miraculously start working. So this would be my little tip for this specific passage. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, that you found it helpful. Let me know if you've played this piece in the comments down below, or if you're looking into playing it. I know that this is a pretty challenging piece, but over on Instagram, I got some comments when I posted a video with this piece of some people that said that they played it in the previous years. So I'm very curious to see if someone has played it here. And let me know if this helped you with any type of fast passage, because these exercises are really helpful for any type of fast passage. It does not have to be this specific piece. And I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.
You're listening to The Sister Drill with Danae and Kämmerling.